Yeah. Sorry, there's something on my microphone. Here we are again at the scene of the crime. Hey! Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them. Hey buddy, look at this! Throw! Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? British. What is it now? You should go home and get some rest. I can't do British! Here you are, Gregsy! Here are the representation papers! Your ladyship! Woo! I don't believe it! How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? Guilt trip, that's how. I salute you! That is good work, that is! Wait, is this song? I feel like I've heard the song in the, maybe the 3DS... wait, not right. In Dual Destinies or Spirit of Justice, but not so UK-ified, if that makes sense. Like, in the song, it sounds like there's some sort of accordion. But the one I remember from the Dual Destinies and whatnot, it was more strings and less accordion. I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue. Is that the same tea you had last time? Pinky is out. Ah, lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, I hardly feel tired at all. I'm fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. Would it be alright if we investigated the scene of the crime? Do as you please. You know where it happened. Through that door behind the counter. Yes, the storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Winterbank and Gina. Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then. Will you be investigating in the storeroom as well, Inspector? If I'm perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. But there are so many articles to go through, it's taken forever, even with the lads working round the clock. Which is a problem, because there's another case of the yard needing to investigate urgently. That must be what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters. So what I'm saying is, don't get out of my feet, sunshine! Oh, hey Virgil. How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Come then, let's not waste any time. Something I want to check out. Look here. It's April 8th today, so we're about 8 days away. Oh yes, a bullet hole. And I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall. Presumably Mr. Winterbank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. Well, Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that. With a gun? When you say drawing room, I thought you meant violin. And glad to see you're doing alright, Virgil. Sorry. It's all there in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, you know? Isn't that right, Iris? Did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps. In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It's quite a dangerous pastime. He doesn't do it often. He shouldn't even do it once! Ooh, MS Paint, have fun. Forget that for now. Forget that for now, Runo. Let's examine this bullet. What's that around the bullet hole? The impact? Or that. That works too. Suspicious red stain on the calendar. Aha! I might well be able to help with that. What? There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Runo? Pumping in fear, maybe? I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you are. I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types. Yeah, what a scientific observation. Wait, did she already discover A, B, A, B, A, B, O? So you need this, a gun. What's this scary looking thing? Apparently and I haven't come up with a name for it yet, but as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Why are you aiming at me? Oh. Yeah. The color of the bloodstain. It's green. Yeah. Doesn't make sense now. No. Yes, I think I'm starting to understand. Unless it's supposed to be a luminol. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see? Yes, how wonderful. The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color. So you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in a flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. I'm now seeing the colors on her gun. Is it like each color represents a blood type? Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say it's bleeding great. Whose blood are we looking at then? Dunno. Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different color, so just find someone whose blood turns the same color and you'll know what it belongs to in a flash. How? Like, walk up to Windabank's body and you're like, hey, sir! Pew, pew. It's more like two flashes, really, isn't it? One flash or two, this could very well turn out to be a very valuable clue. So we must make note of it in the court record. I just imagine the police force, they're investigating, like, wait, why is the blood green? Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to portfolio. As long as I have reagent left, sure. Anything else? This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before he came in here. Shh! Keep it down! Sorry. There's a major clue just here. Really? Then we must tell Grexy at once! But as soon as I report it, I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. Ha. They really have a tough time. That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it? I'll shoot you in the face! No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was a calendar he was peering at, which we just looked at. It's such a strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they're right in front of your eyes. Makes you think. When Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday, we were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. The police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts. Every article? That's a ridiculous amount of work. We've been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. We're sifting through it all in shifts at least, but still. We'll be working through tonight, that's for sure. And even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. We haven't even had lunch yet. A crime and a pawnbroker's. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare. You just read my mind. It's every coppers' worst nightmare, you know. A crime and a pawnbroker's. These shelves are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy. Yes, it's a really strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example? Well, sometimes you can just find real treasures among all the junk, you know. Are you alright, Runo? Oh, it's just, looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even that horse statue. That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever. Quick, let's grab something! Fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Was this the music box, or... I can't remember what it was. Oh, never mind. Here we are, though I'm not confident I can get it closed again. Oh yes, that's a folding stereoscope. Really? This is a stereoscope? Mr. Schultz showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see it in 3D. But for that, he used a great big contraption over there. Ah, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself. I wonder if I can make money out of these in Japan. It would be keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. Are you a janitor? That's a music box. Do you have where you come from, Runo? Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan. Oh, well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen? The cops start yelling, "Turn that off!" What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound? It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks. Never mind that. If anyone say anything, I'll tell Gregsy to have a word. Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Oh yes, that picture of the cat, and then the dog, the lamp is shattered. Article ledger, when the bank's notes. What's this? This looks as though someone left a little photographic print behind. You have just the same thing! Oh, look on the back, there's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie! Show us! Oh, there's a bloody fingerprint. 15th of February, 10 p.m. Article deposit 1 gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid, £1. Redemption deadline, 15th of April, 10:30 p.m. A gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Clearly was a very fine coat. In fact, I think... Okay, I know jack shit about UK money, but was pound one of the smaller counts of money? I know, as far as I can tell, guineas are the biggest, but I'm probably way off. Yes, this must be a ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday. And is still wearing. Which belonged to McGilded. I would never have expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. Maybe he ran out of paper? It seems Mr. Winterbank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have in hand. Kitty! But this photograph of a cat... looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently. You have it on you! See, it's right here! Oh, yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Ginny gave us earlier. Of course. I was forgetting that she gave us that print. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo? Get it out! Alright. Let the cogs turn. Okay, I don't know, I feel like there's a subtle difference. Like, they're not exactly the same. Like, maybe on the right, the photo on the right looks like the cat's head turned a little bit. Plus, this seems like the kind of photo you have to put in that stereoscope machine. Hee, I've got it. These two photographs hide an amazing secret. Secret? What does she mean? You must tell us, Iris, at once. Hee. Do you really want to know? Yes, tell me! We need you to tell us all you know about this pair of photographs. Is there anything else? Oh no, are we doing this again? So, that ledger on the counter really is enormous, isn't it? It must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn. It's too much to think about. Better to set it all and have a clear head if you ask me. But clearly Mr. Winterbank was very careful when it came to the articles in his care. Especially that picture of the dog. So Iris, about these photographic prints. The one we found here on Winterbank's counter and the one Gina gave us before. Put him in the stereoscopy machine! What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry? If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Not exactly. They're not? Does she notice it too with the cat? Have another look at them now. Oh yeah, now I'm seeing some other subtle differences. Aside from the cat's head, or maybe a different angle, the snow on the left of the cat, it's sort of, it looks like it recedes. And that's about all I've got for now. There might be... Oh yeah, the left pip photo shows more of the white bricks in the background than the right does. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other? I think so. It's very subtle, though. But what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Ah, well, it's because they're a set, you see? No, I don't. This pair of photographs is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment. A stereoscope? I don't feel as though I've heard... We just looked at one! Oh yes, that's what Mr. Sholmes showed us yesterday. You see? Oh, you see? There it is, just over there. It's just right by Pinocchio. Ah yes, of course. That magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch. Put the pictures in there! And then maybe flip them over. British. Well, actually... It's quite possible to see the same depth in the pictures, even without one of these contraptions. Oh yeah, the portable one. What? Really? Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place? No, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful! Then I'll be able to tell you! She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain, though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene. Come on, she's a... Dude, it's a child. Let a child impress the adults. I, for one, simply have to know. Stereoscopic prints work. Have you ever considered, Runo, how our eyes see depth in the world around us? Well, I just opened them, and it works. But the reason it works is because we have two eyes. Woe be to those with eye patches. Why is it? She's a child genius, and apparently the detective has a soft spot for the child. Two eyes. You try closing just one eye at a time. I think you'll see straight away. Oh no, she's a ninja. What you see with your left eye, and what you see with your right eye. Oh dang, this screen did change. Also, she's right. I'm trying it right now. Like, get a different view with each eye. Yes, the position of objects seem to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. Sorry, I'm trying that with my webcam. Feels like my right side is overpowering the left. Which is funny because my right eye is, like, in terms of vision is way worse than my left. That's how we can sense depth in everything we view, everything we see. My brain really is amazing, is it? It does so much without telling me. I think I see. So the pair of photographs consist of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right? Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick. So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'll be able to see depth in these prints? Yes, Bruno. You'll begin to understand. And the stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do that? Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all. What if you lose your eye, or say your Majima, and like Iris, this thing isn't working. How many eyes do you have? One? Ah! You can? Really? Let's try it. Let's see if we can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Susato-san really loves this kind of thing. Science! You need to be able to cross your eyes, that's the main thing. Can you both do that? Ow! As far as I can tell, no. Like, I know I've tried to cross my eyes ever since I was a kid, because everyone else could do it, but I can't. Cross my eyes. I think I can? Watch me, and see if you can copy. Oh boy. Make your eyes do this. Alright, let me try. Why? This is so weird. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Great, they can do it, but I can't. There, how's that? Wonderful. Now it's your turn, Runo. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time. Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed. Wait, staring at the bridge of your nose? Ah, I can't tell if I'm doing it, but it feels like I'm not doing it. Is a cross-eyed thing something that you can only do if you have the genetics for it? Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try looking at the prints. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. That's not working! Oh, thank you, game. You should see two overlapping images. Oh, like this. You try now, Runo. I'm just gonna have to give it a try, I suppose. Did the print split into two images for you? Now, next step, I think trying that dried my eyes out, cause ow! Is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then try crossing your eyes again. The prints should slowly merge together until... He's a kitty! They form a new single image in the center. Oh yeah! Mr. Naruhodo, it works! I can see it in the middle now. I love how I just slam cross-eyed. I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Your turn, Runo. Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle. Like this, is it? I don't want to try it again because I don't have a mirror to tell if it's working. Plus, my eyes hurt. Yeah, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work. Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. Should we look at the back of the images, though? So, what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Runo? They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly. It really isn't. Now, some people find it easier than others. But that's why contraptions like this exist. For people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we? We just looked at it earlier. If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here. Then set the pair of photographs in the stand at the back and... It's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now. Again, I feel like... What if you flip the photos back, like... Flip the photos around and used it, because there's writing on the back. Well, Nodin seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently. These little machines are so affordable. Surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures if you hate them. Oh, at pictures like you hate them. But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case. Plus it takes a load off of your eyes. Like, as far as I know, it required... Like, me attempting to go cross-eyed, which I don't think I've ever done before, requires a lot of brain power and not blinking. You certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. Wait, is there anything else we need to talk about? Look at my badge! Wait. Look at my badge. Would you mind if I showed you this, Ira? Wait, I think I don't really like boring things. Okay. Oh, I have read this. Okay. Just want to see if she has any new input on some of the evidence I have. Just to make sure I have everything covered. I'm sorry! Poor Chinny. It's all my fault, really. But she'll be alright, won't she? In court tomorrow, I mean. I'll defend her with everything I've got. So, she'll be alright, won't she? Am I that bad at instilling confidence? The way you can identify differences in people's blood like this is amazing. You really are a genius, Iris. I know! I am! If Early and I put our minds to it, we could really shake up Britain's chemists and alchemists. And you could shake up Japan's lawyers and judges, couldn't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, for sure. Even if I didn't intend to. Okay, wait. Excuse me. If you let it concentrate slip, you might miss what people say. Feels different. Attic rooms, always be quiet when Hurley's not around. Poor Ginny. Hope Hurley's in good hands. This place so much sun, just interesting to dismantle the clock. So we should be able to go inside. Behind that door. It's the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Gregsy said. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Mr. Windibank, face down on the floor with Gina beside him. As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course. And we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. Let's put our thinking goggles on. Don't worry, if there are any clues in there, I'll find them. With your gun? Yay. Poor Mr. Windibank. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good look. I see a phonograph, like a bunch of alcohol or colognes and perfumes with what looks like a jewelry box, an open box, an open drawer. It looks like a teapot, a toy boat, a bike, and what looks like film reels, and the gun. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. I don't blame her. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windibank's life was taken in this very room only last night. Hello! Ah! Wait, Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away! You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer, do you? Well... I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. So you weren't running away from me. You were running away from a 10-year-old. A sad 10-year-old at that! I'm afraid this is all a little too much for young Iris. Some just little reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not... not... I don't know if this is, like, worthy of a gold star you tried, but this is not a way to do it. Hold on, quick water break. Greg, see why? I don't think that went very well. It sure didn't. Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. You're the one who failed to cheer up a 10-year-old. We have investigating to do ourselves. Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Oh, early. And inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation is going. Before that... This is a revolver. A real one. And quite possibly the murder weapon. Used to take Mr. Windibank's life. I don't know if the whole fingerprint analysis was made yet, but don't put your fingers on it! Yeah, maybe Iris should wait outside. What's the matter, Susie? You and Runa look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely ever seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. Technically, guns aren't flesh, but yeah. But you made your... Yeah, it makes sense. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windibank with this yesterday, didn't we? Oh, yeah! Like, constantly, like, if you ever found out that his customers were happy with something, he was like, I'll do it to myself! It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Mr. Winterbank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired. So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. What about the calendar? That would be 2 bullets! Out of all the articles in the storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Ah! What is it, Iris? That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Iris' unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskerville. Surely that's not what all this for a book? Sorry, Iris, but you've asked my ace sold it. Without even telling you. You must check inside the box at once. Yes. Ah! It was there! Iris' story was there! Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris? I take it she's not happy still, because one, how did Susato already know the title before anyone else did? And two, we found the manuscript, but there's blood on it. Yes. I mean, of course I believed early when he said he deposited it, but still. It's a relief to actually see it. Really? Because that's not a very well hidden frown. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them. I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings, look. Pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the police shuffling around. And the blood stain! Not what we can do about that, son. Time to look at the body. The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line. Poor Mr. Winterbank. He was a nice old man. Well, he was shot just once through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. Is that supposed to make her feel better? This must be his blood then. Ah! I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action! No time for trauma, we gotta investigate! So now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Winterbank's blood. Good. Yeah, that might be a good point. Like, at least he died quickly. Also, Picasso Virgil, yay! Wait, so there was green blood on the calendars, and then there's blue blood here. Insert blue blood joke here. But the question is, who was shot? I know for a fact it wasn't Sherlock Sholmes because the bullet was already in the calendar then. So was it someone else? And it doesn't match our analysis of the bloodstain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add the samples to the others we've already collected. Wait, is there more? Iris? Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely. Okay. What's up, detective? So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? Pshaw! You got eyes, haven't you? Use them! It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. You're destroying your lunch. Or dinner. Iris, could you lend me a hand? So, Grexy, what do you make of the crime scene here? Oh yes, your ladyship, do allow me to humbly explain. Last night, shortly the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended a scene. It's the Iris there, like, yink, yink. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside. Unless that little... There's a little thing back there. It looks like a hall... Either another room or another hallway. Like, there's a door... Another door leading outside. The lock appears to be broken now. Was that the police officers doing? Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in, as humbly as possible. Oh. As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor, thus wise. And next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter child. Are you talking about Jenny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector. Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say, she had the gun that was used in her hand. No! Presumably it's the gun that's still down there on the floor. In a pocket, we found the key to the door as well. What? The key to the storeroom? And you say the storeroom has been locked from the inside? Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend. I'm something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. Obviously! My personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Grexy, do you know anything about Early? Is the operation finished? Is Early alright? Is he? Well, the thing is, also that's a new animation. Like, I've never seen her do the whole, like, pretty please with the eyes open and sad. Don't mince your words, Inspector, please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is... No. The operation's done and dusted. It's just that... Well... Quick, Susato, throw him! Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. Renders the whole body insensitive. Whole body? Anesthetized? I don't know if I pronounced that right. Is that even possible? That means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep. Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction. The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, or so I hear. And now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up apparently. Oh shit! So they could barely get him to fall asleep, and now they can't get him to wake up. No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in the system, or if the bug's just plain exhausted. Could be both, I mean he got shot. But anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again. Really? The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word to you. What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. Okay, look at my badge! Could you give me your opinion on this? I don't tend to share, Sunshine. Not with the general public. In that case, Craigsy, how about some herbal tea? Speaking of, I should probably get some water too. You don't mind sharing that, then? Oh. What are we here, then? A redemption ticket for an article deposit here, is it? We're went out of office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever paper was on. Yes, this is the ticket from Mr. McGilded's overcoat. The one that little diver turned up with yesterday. Oh wait, that was him, never mind. Was that him? Crap, I thought that was Rune. Oh, actually, no it's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do you? No, I didn't mean to! Runo's right, Greg. Say it isn't the same ticket. Of course it is. Of course it is. I never doubt you, your ladyship. So what's it all about, then? If I might be so bold as to ask. This is a second ticket. Second one? It seems that McGilded, in fact, had another article in storage here at Winterbanks. Is that right? I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruto. Oh good, because he's ever so easy to talk to. Before that, is there anything else? Okay, guess you already seen that. Not doing a beverage break with him because I already drank something. Also, I genuinely want to know what her tea mixture is. It's like chamomile tea? Oh. Look at this. Okay, nothing. Also, this dude's gonna be drinking so much tea, his stomach's gonna explode with tea bags. Is that what I think it is? Your ladyship's latest? Yes, my latest story. It's called The Hound of Baskerville. A most fascinating title, your ladyship. Fascinating. And, I don't suppose. Would there be any mention of my humble self in the title this time? Good question. I can't really remember. I see. Well, why would you, your ladyship? I'll just wait its publication with eager anticipation. You needn't worry, Inspector. I'm sure if you do appear, you won't be doing anything particularly remarkable. You looking to be arrested, son? I didn't mean it like that. Even if I did, you wouldn't have bitten her ladyship's head off, would you? Okay, let's chat. This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilded's overcoat. You mean to tell me? Yes, there was more than just the music box disc, it seems. I should have insisted on the lads taking it back to the yard and examining it properly. Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilded deposited another article here with Mr. Winterbank. Yes, I can see it written there. A small box, was it? Do you have an idea where it is, Craigsy? Any idea at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGilded. It could be an important clue. Well, yes, I suppose it could be. Please, stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes all full of open expectation. It's too much pressure! This is no time for talking impressions, Inspector. That's enough sauce from you, Sunshine. There's one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it? Oh yes, of course. Articles are only out for 2 months. So the small box will no longer be in here then. That's right. It's been forfeited. Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale. Yeah, the shelves in the front. Let's go search them! You're wasting your time. There are dozens of little boxes out there. Hundreds even. You can't possibly know which one might have been McGilded's. That information is not written in the ledger. Eh. Well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case. Of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. This is getting old. Oh yeah, for clarification, the reason why the Gregson is so has a soft spot for Iris is because she's basically in charge of his paycheck. She's an author, and in one book she wrote about him, and it was so good his pay doubled. So now he has to be on her good side, or else his pay will be docked. Could linger here a little longer, I think. Time to search. Yes, this is where all the items that have been forfeited by their original owners are offered for sale. That's right, they all got little price labels on them. There are so many. I wonder if the small box this ticket was for is still on the shelf somewhere. The box that McGilded deposited here just over 2 months ago. Even if it were, finding it promises to be very troublesome indeed. There are so many boxes. It could be any one of them. Mr. Sholmes said a pawnbroker's was the safest place to store anything. More secure than a bank vault. So perhaps this small box of Mr. McGilded contained something of great value. Well, if that's the case, he probably had kept it locked. You wouldn't have to have X-ray goggles, do you? So then we need to find every box with a lock and break them open. Hiya! Wait, why me? I thought you were throwing a box. That sort of misconduct would get you arrested. I won't let that happen. This takes me back. It's been some time since Susato threw me. Is there anything? Okay, nothing new. Something new! There's still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Windibanks. I'd never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home. Poor Iris. She's very upset by all this. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have done more. None of this is your fault, Runo. So please, don't apologize. But There's a criminal's law to blame for this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch him. And I'll shoot him! I'll shoot him dead! Yes, you're right. Can we talk to her more? Damn it! So she's in questioning. Oh, but wait a minute. What is it, Iris? Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Did she escape? Ginny could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped. Oh my. Why would she do something like that? It would only make her situation worse. Calm down, Runo. I was only joking, of course. Oh. You had me worried there. I thought it was a great deduction. Yes, it must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight your words carry. Ouch! That's a very polite way of saying, like, watch your words. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I suppose light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms. Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would just have thrown his head back and laughed. I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress on our investigation in the meantime. Yes, come along then, Runo. Come along, Susie. Where else can we go? Do I just go through everything? Is there anything here I'd missed? Yeah, it isn't. It is interesting, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. I guess just see if there's anything I... Look once again, see if there's something I missed. Do I present something to him? Like, he's already said all this, but... Bing, bing! Blah, 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 blah. Have a present? Wait, did I already show you this? Oh, my manuscript. Mr. Sholmes said he deposited the window bags and he had. But it's so strange. What was it about this particular story? I worked so hard on it. Why would Earlier say I can't publish it? I'm afraid I have no idea. All you can do is wait until he's ready to tell you, I guess. Oh, maybe. It's because Earlier isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines. Yeah, maybe. I wish I could say that definitely isn't the reason, but I can't. Why? This is the ticket that Gina brought in here yesterday. Yes, having been entrusted to her by Mr. McGill 2 months earlier. Article deposited. The other redemption ticket was in the pocket of that coat. Yes, for a small box, deposited 2 days before the omnibus event. Can I have anything to do with all this? Mr. Naruhodo, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. I have noticed. The red smear, you mean? Yep, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wonder if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case... Yes, we need Iris! We should show this to her before we forget. I completely... Okay, so I gotta do this. Iris, can we borrow your gun? Ow! That looks like blood! I would say it's from a gloved finger, almost certainly a glove made of leather. Really? I thought it was just a very smudgy fingerprint. Well, don't worry, Runo. You can't leave the rest of my... in your face! Purple, blue, and green. Who are these people? Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? You simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colors correspond to at some point. Well, this particular stain of blood... Oh, you've had an idea, have you? Do you know whose blood this is? This dude's maybe? I genuinely don't know. What if I just do wild guesses? I have an idea whose blood it is. Not from the color returned, with a little deduction. That's right, I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well? You first, Reno. What do you think it belongs to? Are you doing that because you genuinely don't know and you want to bounce off of my idea? Okay, I believe this is the blood of... Crap, my main suspect isn't listed here. It was Egg. That would be Egg's blood. But no. Wait, where was this one found? Oh my, you think this is Gina's blood? Yeah, it was Gina who brought the ticket here to Windibanks after all. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. But Gina doesn't own any gloves at all. Oh! And Ginny wasn't injured either, was he? McGilded's baby! We're trying to work out who the blood came from, so we can rule out anyone who might have been bleeding straight away. I have an idea. Thrice-fired Mason. The music stopped! You don't sound very sure of yourself the way you trailed off there. Well, it was 2 months ago now, that case. And of course I'd never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely thrice-fired, though. The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-fired Mason. But that would mean that this blood stain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windibanks yesterday. I'm suggesting that the blood stain was already on it at the time. Is it from after the supposed murder? Like, after the supposed murder? But also... Looks it? McGilded was wearing... He did say he was wearing gloves at the time, so... And one of the witnesses said they saw a hand soaked in blood, so could that be it? Like, McGilded's gloves got covered and it left a stain on the thing? So the smear of blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night. See? Oh no, I can't do an Irish accent. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul would rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I was about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. Certainly does look like a leather glove thumbprint. We know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time, anywhere on his body. Again! Thrice-fried Mason's blood was on those gloves. From which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Mr. Naruto, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope. Yes, I think you're right, Runo. Very well. Let's make a note of this. Whoa! Ah! I nearly dropped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Winterbank set such a wicked trap? Before that, let me check this. Oh, this is cool. I doubt he set it out to scare anyone. Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon. Oh. Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you'll be defending her. I thought we already did! I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Don't you remember, Runo? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be a lawyer. Did I say? Yes, you did. I love the formatting in the little text box. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching. In that case, we had better hurry back to the prison. To prison! Don't hurry, visiting hours will be over and we won't be able to see Jenny. Ah, Gina. Good. You're back. Ah! The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Jenny? Was it awful? Didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed earlier. It means that we were able to investigate at Winterbank's. Oh, right. Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy. What's the point in asking? What's the point in asking? Also, are you if you're sour about that whole surprise guilt trip Susato put you on, I don't blame you. Won't change what everyone's saying. Thought I did it. That's not... Gina, we came to ask for your final decision. What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not? I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruto to represent you. Right. Oh, I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. You wanna chat? Oh, alright then. Blimey, give it a rest with them eyes, Iris. So come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Naruto and all of us know that you are innocent in this crime. And while we haven't managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Coin trick! Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know why you broke into Winterbank that night. Oh yeah. Or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. Throw everything at her. Surprise! We found this in Mr. Winterbank's storeroom. The manuscripts of Iris's latest story. Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Winterbanks showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina? Who broke open the box containing this manuscript last night? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of Baskerville was really there. That's the reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Why don't you tell us what happened? Please. Alright, yeah. This Baskerville story is latest Sholmes adventure, right? But ain't been printed yet. So I figured it gotta be worth a fair few pieces of silver, right? Oh yes, at least 5,000 pounds. What? So you intended to sell Iris's manuscript? Oh, Ginny, how could you? What? What? No, hang on! Of course I wasn't gonna sell it! All I wanted was to find out if a manuscript, or whatever you call it, really was there or not. That's the only reason I was there in the first place. For Iris's sake. Isn't that right? Tsundere? We knew why you've done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. But I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. Oh, anything mean like that, Ginny? I just knew it. Well, When I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, the lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling you, that manuscript ain't at Winterbanks. You'd soon see if you had a look. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Early's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have it in my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Oh, Ginny, that was so sweet of you! Alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. It weren't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just want to know the truth, that's all. You wanted to know if Mr. Sholmes was being honest? If he'd really deposited the manuscript at Winterbanks? It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. But Iris' lot ain't like mine. She's got a dad, only she can't see him. Iris's dad was the very first victim in the very first case, so he's dead. And I reckon that's gotta be Ada. That's why she writes her stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night, when I was listening to what you were saying. Stories about Daddy? You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective? As much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah. You're so thoughtful and so kind, Ginny. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? That's new animation. I ain't all this chummy nonsense, dear. I ain't it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how it works. Because if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, scupper! I hadn't noticed until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of that overcoat. Is it ripping? I just noticed it. Like either ripping or muddy. Or dried blood? I don't know. Or some very suspicious red stains. Oh, bugger. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Ginny now. Jay, I've got some bad news for you. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. What? But blood, Mr. Naruto? You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So could it be blood that spattered from Mr. Winterbank when he was shot last night? Let's not beat around the bush, eh? Let's shoot her! This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else. Take it easy, Iris. Don't move, Jenny. I'm gonna shoot. Oh, that's a lot of Mason blood. Is it Mason? Oh, jeez, it is Mason. Oh my, indeed. You look like you got splatooned. What the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course. The black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we hadn't seen them till now. And the blood had reacted with a chemical to turn a purple color, which matches one of the samples we already collected perfectly. Yes, now let's see. Who had the purple blood? Aha! Yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago. I knew it. What? What are you all on about? The victim? What do you mean? Gina, you might be wearing the coat of a murderer! It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruto, but I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oi! Won't someone explain what's going on? Stop telling off a story! Wait, where'd they go? We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilded's overcoat. So he did kill him! But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Oh no. I don't know if I can do an Irish accent again, well... Or, wait. Is this the exact same thing he said last time? Now ask us, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. You gave him more than a hand! You practically hugged him! But if you look at the overcoat now, it's clear. He played a lot of Splatoon. These stains couldn't have arisen from McGilded trying to pull the victim to his feet. No, if that was what really had happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over McGilded's coat when he was stabbing the victim in the stomach. I tried to run from the truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, was Magnus McGilded, and I got him an innocent verdict! Until he got burned down in the omnibus, so maybe justice was served? Mr. Naruto, that horrible case is solved at last. And I helped him walk free! I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let this happen? Bruno, did you believe him though? Did you believe Mr. McGilded was innocent? I thought I did at the start of that case, but as the case went on, he became more and more suspicious, and I stopped trusting him. I believed. Or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon. A weapon? Is this time for a career change? Before I came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. You mean Kazuma-sama? It's him! The Kiryu Kazuma! Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what is the truth and what is a lie. Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. Heroic headbands. I mean, an unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. Unwavering belief. Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you. Unwaveringly. Gina! What's funny, Gina? Oh, blimey. Sounds like in this empire of Japan you come from, everyone must be soft. Well, come on. Look at that mess it's got you into, believing in that bog trotter. Hey! Wait, by bog trotter, do you mean Kazuma or McGilded? I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free. Well, at least you'll learn your lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone's always gonna stab you in the back in the end. As soon as you let your guard down, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one. Get hurt by no one. So she follows the book from Gravity Falls. Trust no one. Gina, may I ask you something? What? I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to say it? Rip them up and chuck them away. Are you really sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants and all now. Mr. I'm a believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can't believe in me after all that? Not likely. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, a lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. I mean, she confessed everything to me earlier. And basically in a way McGill was kind of holding her hostage. Granted, it's a long time too late, but still. Gina, let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Are you off-biked? Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. Narrow Auto. Mr. Narrow Auto. Didn't you hear all of what I said before? I'm a born liar. Fibs just trip off me tongue, and I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you into all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it. Gina, I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there is more to this life than you yet realize. What do you mean? The world we live in is full of people you would do it very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down. It's true that I'm just a student of law, and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I am completely on your side. What do you expect me to say to that? Oh, she's crying! Then it's decided. I will take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. You wasted a lot of, I don't know what you are, I don't get you. Gina's taken herself off to the back of her cell. She never admitted, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out alright in the end, I think. Whoever's hiding there, show yourself at once. Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice. Miss Susato. Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before. Nani? Wait. Is it who I think it is? Blimey, you're sharp, eh? Oh. I thought it was Schultz. I suppose he was using one of those mystic Japanese arts, like the art of stealth I've heard so much about. If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Grixie! Oh dear me, I am most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you. How long have you been listening in our conversation? Good grief, listening in? No. I just got word that there were some visitors who were refusing to leave even though it was after hours. I assure you, ladyship, I only just arrived. This very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all it is. Nothing untoward, nothing at all. After hours? Is it that late already? So then, I'll humbly excuse myself, your ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio! All the best, bye. That's a lot of farewells, and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. He's so worried about his pay. Oh, but I wanted to have a chat. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but time is present at the minute. Oh, I see. That's a shame. If I don't get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish, Lord Strongheart will, well, emergency? Yeah, thank you for voicing my concern. Lord Strongheart. None! Forget I said anything! Anyway, I'm off! Alright, Craig, say if you have to, but let's chat soon. Delighted, charmed, can't wait! If you please, one pleasure! That's a lot of pleasantries. Not one of them sounded sincere. Gregsy's so funny. He says such silly things. It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. Field trip! I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes. Oh yeah, you're leaving for Japan. Yes, of course. Thank you, Miss Susato. Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Naruto. I shall meet you there later. And so our investigation came to an end. Susato-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Susato-san would be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Naruto-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Susato-san? Today's been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot, Gina was arrested, Iris got traumatized. All on the back of the news that her father had fallen ill and she had to return to Japan. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. Hug? I wonder why it is. Got so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm. And yet, I seem unable to find the word to express any of them. I get that feeling a lot. I know exactly what you mean. Can we hug? Like friends. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task? Get Gina off the hook? Oh, more pictures. It's just 2 months since we arrived in London. But we've managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret. I'm so sorry, Susato-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts. I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would that be? It seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets? Like a jewel, the light plays off of them in a complex pattern, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we only see a small number of those facets, and what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets that we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we can never lay eyes on, for as long as we live. That's so true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it would all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated, and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. Naruhodo-san. I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open, and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark. It's amazing to think it's only been 2 months. Oh! You've grown so much. Sorry, I've what? Oh no. It was nothing. Unimportant. Do you know what time you'll leave London in the morning? Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m. That is early! Then again, I guess it makes sense. That might be the earliest ship that she could get. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not. Sorry? I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. Are you worried that once you start boarding, Ryunosuke is gonna panic? It's like, no! Stay with me! Oh, okay. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. What's your final task? You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want to have this. A diary? Or is that a book of all the laws that she was using up until this point? What is that? Some huge bundle of documents. It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. Oh! Dang! Thank you! The murder that was committed on the omnibus. The McGilda case. It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windibank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you. Excuse me. With everything else she's had to think about. Susato-san still managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that I will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Susato-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. Hugs! You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say... that I've been a complete What? You've helped me a lot! I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh! Ignore me. I'm just remembering Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Ignore me! I was just mumbling to myself. Hold on, I wanted to check those notes she gave me. Mason Milverton Mail, East End of London. defendant conviction. I feel like these notes are a little lacking. Like, maybe include that Gilded caught fire. I think you should go to bed now, Naruto-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room. Susato-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Oh! That was a new animation. Yeah! I was so caught off by that animation I didn't notice Yorinosuke was saying something and then BAM! What was that? A secret technique of mine. The Susato shutdown. Shutdown? I think you broke my spine! Please, I implore you. Wait, is everything getting fuzzy? If we have to voice our goodbyes... Oh! I won't be able to hold back my tears. Oh! Susato, can you help? My spine is mangled! Susato-san. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted. You implore me? And yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes. And as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played throughout my mind, eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Oh, there we go. The small hours. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. Wait, did she visit? Okay, he's recovered and she's visiting. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, hey, I'm in Susato's POV. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. My dear madame.